Welcome back everyone to another jolly episode of Warlock, Master of the Arcane. After a little bit of bookkeeping, we're ready to end the turn. Nothing much happened. A trader came along to give us a brand new artifact. The Warlock's Chainmail. It gives plus armor. I think I'll be giving that to my Highblade Master. That seems pretty useful. Since he's my most valuable hero at the moment, it makes sense that he's the one I want to keep alive the most. Okay, two things I need to do. Although I did take over my enemy's main town, and even though his remaining towns did go neutral, my crushing of his forces has not come to an end yet. I still need to take over Giblin Cliff and Blodos, which is something I'll be doing this video, hopefully. In addition, I still need to take care of these Paladins of Life who decided to come and start causing some havoc. Before I end the turn, I'll see if there's a spell I could cast on him. Maybe about weakness, to reduce some of the damage that they're dealing. With the weakness spell, it should reduce the amount of power they've got by 25%, which means that they'll be a little bit easier to take care of. Anyway, that looks like fun. Let's see what happens when I end the turn. The monsters move around, attack my most vulnerable units. Fortunately, they're immune to the Paladins of Life death attack, and they just retreat. The Paladins of Life, believe it or not, actually have a death attack due to the fact that they're rat men. Fortunately, my skeleton archers are immune to that, which means that I do need to go around and start pegging it until he dies. Now that he's nearly dead, let's see if I could give it the killing blow to something which needs the experience points. With the Paladins of Life dead, I get to turn in the quest. My relation with Crypta has increased, and I picked up Mana Vampirism. For the duration of the spell, a portion of the enemy's Great Mage's mana is stolen and added to your own mana pool. That sounds pretty awesome. I think I will be casting Mana Vampirism. Unfortunately, I don't have the reputation with Crypta to cast it at the moment. As you can see, my relationship with this god is 10. It needs to be 25 in order for the spell to work, because it's one of her spells. I don't have that at the moment, so I can forget about casting it. Let's rest up the bats after their encounter with what is now Re-Education City. I'll move my rogues down to help my advance in this direction. I'll rest up everything to make sure that we're ready to advance and crush Giblin Cliff next, and make sure that every town is at least building something. It is, which is good. My food is a little bit short, which isn't so great, although there's not much I can do about that. I just need to keep my armies at the moment and find some way of improving the amount of food I'm generating. Let's see if I can build a mill in my main town and hopefully use that to increase the amount of food I've got. Closer to view, construct building in Northports. Yeah, let's see. Since this is an alternate race, it doesn't produce food as much as I'd like, so that's a bit of a problem. What I might build here is... I'll just build a pub. I'm going to have all my other towns just generate food to support the rest of my armies.
Attention!
Likewise, I need to make sure that everything's nice and rested up for my eventual advance, and the elves are going to go and prove themselves. They're going to cast Elven Speed on themselves, and that'll be their entire turn. I didn't realize that casting Elven Speed was going to completely remove their ability to act that turn. Oh well, not a big deal. Let's end turn since nothing else is happening, and on the next turn I'll start my attack on Giblin Cliff.
You have received a new request, my lord.
I just hope none of the other great mages decides to get wise while I'm still sorting stuff out in my main base. Alright, up in Jolly Elf Village I can construct a new building. I've got a mana resource here, and thus I could build either a mana pump or an enchanter's workshop. An enchanter's workshop gives me access to enchanted weapons, which is a perk, or a mana pump, just for a flat mana bonus. I think I'm just going to go with the mana pump. As much as getting nice perk buildings is, it's a little bit annoying when I have to deal with it. Ah, there's an ogre there I need to kill. A perfect opportunity for Blade Master to go up and attack it. My Blade Master should be able to take care of this ogre no problem at all. The ogre has 55 hit points, it's an advanced fighter, but I believe my High Blade Master will be more than enough to take care of it.
My lord.
I'll give some warriors to the High Blade Master to give him some backup, as well as keep my skeleton archers here in case things get hairy. Everyone else move down and get ready to attack. With Elven speed, they should be able to move a lot faster than normal. So yes, they can run all the way from there, all the way to there. Fantastic jolly elves. They'll be there for the next turn. I do have my bats, which are ready to go out and explore the world, as it were. So I think I'm going to send them out to do that. I'll send this newly created bat unit up this way. And these ones the other way. The rogues here leveled up, so I'm going to give them Furious Charge. The peasant settlers, which I'm going to create. I'm going to see if I can found a new colony on someone else's island. I think that's a good idea. It'll keep my expansion strong, and when I inevitably declare war on my opponents, then I'll have a staging ground to attack them from.
Clear-eyed and ready.
Alright, it's time to move up and advance. Lydion the Fairly Swift is going to move up, him being the person with the most hit points. He's going to move down and attack those goblin spearmen and wipe them out in a single hit. The Rat Prince is going to go this way and end his turn there. Rogues, I don't want them to attack the town because the town is still... Oh wait, I can do that.
For gold.
But since the town is nearly at full hit points, it'll do the maximum amount of damage it can to the rogues, so that's not terribly good, especially considering that the rogues don't have very many hit points and cannot really weather the attacks that other units can. Heading this way, it seems like the terrain's a little bit hard to navigate. There's swamps and forests and hills, which is just a pain. Embark my skeleton archers in the water. I can do that because I now have a harbour. And now that I'm nice and happy with the way things are progressing, I think I can throw one enchantment out. I'll summon Ghost Wolves. Or... Yeah, I'll summon Ghost Wolves. Ghost Wolves are an example of a summoned unit which is a nice supporting unit. What the Ghost Wolves can do is that they decrease the power of all units surrounding them. And the poor Rat Prince is just getting pummeled by all these different units who want a piece of him. Hopefully he won't die. Okay, Mr. Ogre moves down, attacks the warriors. The warriors valiantly hold their ground against the relentless assault of the warriors.
Is complete.
And I get a new spell. That spell is... Oh, my summoned wolves. I'm going to summon my wolves right here. I can move them immediately. Poor Mr. Skipper Morgans needs to retreat. And in his place I'll move my ghost wolves. Since the enemies are besides the Ghost Wolves, they should get a debuff due to the fact that they've got Wolf Howl. Effect is applied to all nearby enemy units. Or maybe that'll occur next turn. I don't know! It's not on them at the moment, which is a little bit of a pain. Move my Elven Archers up. Make them attack Giblin Cliff. My rogues. Probably retreat them now. Move my warriors up to attack. And move him out to kill the Goblin Archers. I could use my Ghost Wolves to attack the rats, which is what I'm going to do. Going to completely overwhelm those rats, and I learned Greater Lands Rising, which is useful if I decide to bridge a gap with something. I'll now research Elemental Resistance just to cap off all my resistances. So if I come against an enemy which is using one particular type of energy, then I have some ability to defend against that. In Re-Education City, I'm going to probably build an alchemy laboratory, because I'm now running low on pretty much every single one of my resources, which is not good. I would like to build the Order of Stubborn Knights, even if it's a little bit expensive, just because Stubborn Knights are another example of a tier 2 unit which is extremely useful. In Halloween Town, I've got the option of building another place. The mana node is within range now, and now I have the option of building either a mana pump or an enchanter's workshop. I think this time I'll build my enchanter's workshop, just because I want the perk eventually, and now's as good time as any. New unit of Elven Archers, so I'll move them up. Have them attack Mr. Ogre here. Have my warriors stand the ground. Have my High Blade Master move up and attack the Ogre. And then, since he caused him to rout, I'll have Jolly Elf Village fire on the Ogre. Green Bats continue to explore up this way. Oh dear. It appears the enemy also has a couple of green bats he's sending out to explore, which is a little bit annoying to deal with. And over here, it looks like a perfect position to settle a new city. I guess. Hunters, move down here and get ready to attack! New rogues, move up! Get ready to
With pleasure.
attack a Giblin Cliff. And continue making your way through the mountains. See if we can find anything. Ooh, we found another elven village there. If I build a town there, then I get to recruit casino elves. Or rather, have a casino with elves in them.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And I got a caravel because I finally thought that it was time that I have a proper water ship. This guy's useful because he can go around and provide sea support to any units which are fighting near the coasts. I'm kind of tempted to move him over there now and set up next to the second elven village. It's a little bit out of the way though, and the land is kind of rocky there, but that might be an idea. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to embark them and move them on. I'm going to move them up and settle against the next elven village. Custom resources like that are extremely valuable, so the more I have, the less the opponents have. Infernal Rift. So many fun new resources to build next to. I've never built next to an Infernal Rift before, but that's another example of a special resource. Skeleton Settlers in Halloween Town. due to the fact that it's of size now. I don't want to build any undead units because they require mana, and I'm already in the deficit for mana. Ends turn. After I assign some more unit orders.
What?
Yes, I know about you. Stop prompting me, game. I know this. Our Piritzer the Eternal seems to want to take over Lichton. I don't want him to take over Lichton. I don't think he's going to be very successful if he plans on taking over Lichton with 3 groups of green bats. As you can see, they're not terribly effective when it comes to sieging towns. All he'll do is end up killing himself. And something scary and random happened on the map. We'll see what that is as soon as it's around to my turn again. Oh dear, look at all this stuff which is happening. I think he just killed himself against the town. Nope, almost. Elven archers, get some experience points from the ogre. Hooray! Quest complete. I got 250 gold for my efforts and get to move this up. I'm going to move my High Blade Master up here so he can start laying siege to Lichton. In order to do that, I'll need to embark him onto the ocean, which means that he will be a little bit weaker than if he was on the land, but it'll enable him to cross water towns. Since Carrowwing has grown of size, I can now build the Vampire Mansion, which is a prerequisite building for vampires. An extremely powerful caster unit, which is insanely helpful. Okay, so the dens of dangerous beasts are now everywhere. It's necessary to clear the lands of this menace. So a whole bunch of neutral dens decided to randomly appear in the world. They're not terribly tough, they're just random beasts, so they can be mopped up rather easily. Essentially the game is just giving me these free dens and neutral buildings which I can capture and loot. Let's try to take over Greencliff, because the faster I get this out of the way, the less stressful it'll be in the long run. So everyone beside Giblin Cliff, attack it!
For glory and honor!
Yep, that's taken a reasonable amount of damage. I'll move my hunters up to attack the bears. I'll use my elven archers to kill the bears. And then, since they're on weak life, I should be able to kill them with the... No, the bats can't kill anything. I keep forgetting that. The bats have no ability to kill anything, unless that one thing only has 2 hit points. And even then, it might be stretching it. Well, congratulations, Mr. Bats. You actually managed to kill something. I'm so proud of you. You're still a scout unit though, so I'm going to get you sight. It appears I am slowly circumnavigating the globe, so that's kind of exciting. Move my skeletons up here to see what's going on. I can either shoot them with the skeleton archers, but that's not very good. I'm going to move them up and embark them there. They seem to be in a little bit of problems, and I think imps have elemental magic damage, so what I need to do in order to make them a little bit more resilient is give them resistance, but I do not have resistance at the moment, so that's a bit of a shame. I believe that they attack with elemental magic damage, so melee resistance isn't going to do much to help them. Move my bats up to continue exploring. I see Mr. Elfitzer the Eternal has a little transport scout there, which looks like he's going to settle on some sort of fantastic landmass. I don't think I wanted him to do that. I don't want him to settle anywhere with that transport cog, so I'm now considering declaring war on him. The only problem is my forces are somewhat divided at the moment, so it's not like I can actually do anything massive in order to assault him. But then again, I do have my High Blade Master heading up this way anyway, and let's take a risk. This game needs to be fun, doesn't it? We'll open up the diplomatic relations window, say hello to Mr. El Pritzer the Eternal, and declare war on him. With war declared, I should be able to kill those peasant settlers with my bats. Take that for great backstabbing justice. I'll now move my Goblin Spearmen this way and have them continue harassing his peasant settlers, because I do not want them to cause any mischief. Going to recruit another group of Elven Archers. I'm going to shoot the caravel he sent, and try to find some way for my caravel to get out of there. And it looks like the caravel is trapped, so essentially that caravel is useless to me. What a terrible place to build it. Okay, I've got Ghost Wolves here. I'm going to move them up and have them attack Giblin Cliff. Burn that down as fast as possible. End turn and see what happens.
Settlers.
Oh yes, my settlers. I'm going to, instead of building them next to the elves where I've already got them, I'm going to instead build them next to the the Infernal Rift.
As you wish.
Which might give me something a little bit more interesting. Skeleton Archers, stay where you are, and end turn. What's he doing? What are you doing? You're gonna move your little settler cog down there? And it looks like someone else has declared war on me. So yes, this may have been a very bad idea. But at least it'll be exciting. Why did I have to go and provoke absolutely everyone? Because that's how I roll. I'm going to no doubtedly regret this decision. Anna the Benign has...
Someone has humbly requested your aid.
I thought we had a non-aggression pact, Anna. Why are you attacking me? Oh well, oh well. That's just more experience points for my units. Let's recruit some more hunters. Let's build I guess a granary here. I'm kind of hurting for food. And wild serpents have decided to show up near my base, which is just excellent. I love the fact that everything seems to be attacking me all at once. Fortunately, that quest was easy enough to complete. Do need some... Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to move you back to Christmas Town. I meant to click on Christmas Town so I can recruit some warriors. Let's shoot the caravel a little bit more. And then hopefully take over Giblin Cliff.
Yes,
Which
my
is
lord.
the primary objective of the moment. So with one massive combined assault on Giblin Cliff,
Warriors.
It should be no more.
For the elves!
For the elves! Perfect critical hit. And it's got 6 hit points. It's nearly dead. It's so close to being dead that I can taste it.
Ooh, time to move!
And I've got absolutely nothing with the ability to take it over. Come on, green bats, I'm counting on you. Attack! So close, so very close. It had 1 hit point left, and I could have probably taken it over if I was just a little bit smarter in the way I was managing my units this
Ready
turn.
to pillage!
But I did say that I'm not exactly the best at this game, so whatever. It's not something that concerns me that much. Since I'm now at war with What's-Her-Face and What's-His-Face, I'm going to, instead of move my High Blade Master up to attack them in Lichton, I'm going to instead move up there to attack Landon.
Command us then!
Get ready to embark, absolutely everyone. So all my forces will be ready to attack. I could rest my warriors, but I need them in the fray. And I could rest my skeletons, or rather keep them there, but I need them in the fray as well. In order to embark something must spend the first moment of its turn next to water. So I can't just move something straight into water. Let's follow those settlers around, keep out of range of the city, and then retreat my green bats because they're nearly dead. And they're valuable scouting units. I don't want to have them die. I'll keep my skeleton archers next to this place because I plan on building a city here. And my caravel, my beautiful stock caravel who can't actually go anywhere. Although there is a whirlpool of the Leviathan there, so maybe he wasn't so useless at all. Maybe I can loot that whirlpool and see what happens. The enemy moves up to all threateningly to attack me. Some of their green bats try to attack my boats. And appears Anna the Benign is at war with something, or is just randomly shooting some enemies. Gibbon Cliff is still trying to defend itself, mostly unsuccessfully, and they try to attack the skeletons, and the skeletons are doing a really good job in holding their own.
Your Excellency, someone has humbly requested your aid.
Okay, so now I'm getting some mana back, so I don't need to worry about that being too much of a problem. Since I'm confident that Giblin Cliff will be attacked and taken over this turn, I'm going to move my chosen warrior down to attack Blodos.
Do you need something, handsome?
I'm going to take over the city with my rogues because they've got high movement. And should be able to get back into the fray. Move my warriors down to get ready to lay siege to the new town. Move my archers down. And do some ranged attack on Bluedos. And move the Rat Prince down. Have him attack Bluedos as well. And hopefully finish off this town before it has any way of dealing any damage to me in return. I can move my green bats into Giblin Cliff. Oh no. I'll move them down there and rest them up. Move my archers up so they can attack the Karav.
What will it cost you?
Move my rogues down and hopefully kill that gnome settlers unit before it has a chance to go out and cause some trouble. And then see what buildings I can construct. Halloween Town might be good. Building a boat there, building a harbour there may not be that useful, because I don't believe that body of water goes anywhere either. I've got an enchanter's workshop, a graveyard. Is the graveyard a prerequisite for anything? I don't know, but I think I might build a... Guess I'll build a smithy here. That seems useful. Fine armor for produced units seems pretty good. Over here, I might build a fishing village to increase the food I'm getting. And I've got a new quest to build a harbour. That's perfect because I'm going to do that up there. Or somewhere else, which is an appropriate thing to build. The wolves have died. I'm going to move my peasant settlers back across here to found their cities. And that carav should die now. Perfect! This game is now immediately stressful since I've declared war against two enemies. It's a good thing I was able to take over Northport before Anna was able to swipe it out from under my nose. I'll move my High Blade Master up to get prepared to land and take over Lanton. I didn't realize that the High Blade Master was also proficient in archery. That's kind of cool. I'll move my Goblin Spearmen up. Get ready to disembark them the next turn. Move my Elven Archers embarking onto the water. Embark everything else into the water. And get ready to march them up that way. I'll move my Skeleton Warriors off. Embark them on the earth. They're nearly dead, so I'll need to retreat them a little bit. Ghost Wolves, I'll rest them up. Skeleton Archers, just defend until I say otherwise. In the carav, go loot the Whirlpool of the Leviathan. I've learnt Greater Dispel, which removes one curse. I get 233 gold and 90 mana. And then have a nice fun fight with the Leviathan here. That should be interesting to watch. I can now recruit Stubborn Knights, which is what I'm going to start producing. They're a perfect defensive unit which should be able to hold off their assault, and since he's about to get into combat, I'll throw a range resistance on Mr. Highblade Master. So yeah, basic arrow resistance. Oh no, Highblade Master is getting shot! I need to move him off and back onto land before his boat gets sunk and he gets drowned. And Anna the Benign is deciding to be aggressive and starting to move her guys up. This is extremely stressful. Phew. And mortal combat with Leviathan. Don't shoot until you see the white of his eyes.
You have successfully researched a new spell, my lord.
Okay, let's calm down and see what I need to do. I need to move the transport cog off and move my High Blade Master onto land. Essential. Beautiful. Now he's on land. He's still a little bit hurt, so I might throw an improved healing onto him. The bats have moved into a perfect position to prevent my disembarking, so I'm going to have to move my Goblin Spearmen around that way now. The Elven Archers, I might move them up. I need to get them off as soon as possible as well, because they're another really useful unit which is going to make sieging the place a lot easier. Those green bats are being a pain. And my warriors got hit by something, so instead of moving them up and getting them killed, I'm going to disembark them and instead send them that way. Skeleton archers, move up. And I researched resistance, which is wonderful. I could get summon skeletons. Yeah, that seems cool. Construct a building. Now you see I'd build a shipyard here, but with no direct access to the water, it's pretty useless. So what I might do instead is I'll build a granary. The epic battle continues between the Caravel and the Leviathan! And now I need to deal with Anna. So instead of shooting at the wolves, I'll shoot at her ghost wolves. I will summon a ghost wolves right next to her ghost wolves as soon as I can find them the next turn, and be ready to defend myself against her. Alright, Blue Dose is nearly taken over, so everyone move up and get ready to crush it.
As you wish.
Hey! Skipper Morgans, attack Blue Dose.
For
Chosen
glory
Warrior,
and
move
honor.
down. Also attack Blue Dose. Warriors, move up.
Attack!
Ad nauseum, attack that place. And then finally the rogues move up and attack it. They were not successful. How many hit points? It has 7 hit points, so I don't foresee that the bats are going to kill it. Move Ghost Wolves up to prepare to attack. Get my rogues to rest. Make my green bats rest. Level up Lydion the Fairly Swift with Forced March, because additional movement is just too useful.
Warriors.
Get my warriors turtle formation. My hunters, marksmen. My elven archers, which are going to move up this way. And then shoot her peasant settlers right out of the water. Okay. Skeleton archers continue to stay there. Settlers move down this way. I'm wary about those bears, which might decide to move up and attack. But I'm going to move my hunters this way to just keep them occupied as well. You rest. You get the killing blow on the imp portal. For some more mana. And I get vampires in Carrowing. Not a moment too soon. They're a rank 2 unit, which is going to be extremely useful to me. I really do need to get more food, because my lack of food's really cutting into my town growth. And I'm not sure I'll be able to take that for too much longer. Oh no, poor Mr. High Blade Master is getting pummeled by everyone. But since he's nice and strong, he should be going good. Oh dear. Anna the Benign is proving herself to be not so benign. And more stuff is happening. My skeleton archers got shot straight out of the water. And Bludos is trying to perform a valiant defense. Fortunately, the neutrals in my place decided to attack her instead of me.
A new spell has been researched, my lord.
And Yeah, let's try to take over Bluedos because this town's really annoying me. Die, please. And finally, I'll march in with the Rat Prince. With Bluedos under my control, I can now immediately start marching my guys back up this way to begin defending against the merciless assault from Anna the Benign.
Yes, my lord.
I don't have too much of my forces to perform an offensive on her at the moment, mostly because my High Blade Master is busy attacking El Spirita, the Eternal, or whatever his name is. So that is quite worrisome.
My lord, another world portal has been found.
Okay. We found a portal to another world.
Aim! Ready!
If I was to capture the portal here and defeat the Earth Elementals guarding it, I'll be able to go to another world which contains really strong high-level units and is a bit of a problem to deal with, but it does have the advantage of having really nice rewards for their daring our sovereign to plunder. Research spell. Since I've got a group of undead, I'm going to get heal undead. Mostly because at the moment I have no way of healing them, and I believe that'll be the most useful. Pub, farm, granary. Construct building in Bluedos. Nice shiny gold mine. And more enemies at Northport. Northport is getting quite strongly hammered, which may be tricky to deal with. I'm not sure if I'll be able to survive this, but we shall see. Fortunately, my elven archers are just going to destroy her ghost wolves. There's little that they can do to stop their relentless assault.
Warriors!
I'm going to have to move my warriors up this way now. Keep my skeleton archers defending here. Disembark the spearmen. Move High Blade Master up to attack Landon. I'll probably move him here, so then I can attack it. Move the elven archers up this way and prepare to disembark them. There's more neutral units up there, so I might make my 2 undead units on this place rest up to full health. Move my hunters over here to start shooting at those bears. And continue moving my settlers up. Phew! Things are getting nice and stressful for me. With the Leviathan Den successfully captured, I've no use for the Caravel. So what I might do is next turn, since he's not doing anything, is destroy him. Let's end the turn and see what happens next. Hopefully Northport will not be taken over. If it does get taken over, I'll just take it back over myself. Fortunately, I haven't seen the enemy try to field any rank 2 units against me yet. I do see her spamming a lot of summoning spells though, which is a little bit of a concern. Oh, poor Betty Barretts.
A new spell has been researched, my lord.
Okay, I've learnt Heal Undead now, which is perfect. Northport's still in danger. I'm going to use my archers to shoot the ghost wolves here. Then I'm going to use the city to kill the ghost wolves. before they have a chance to run away. I'm going to run up my warriors this way to deal with the summoned units. Give them, when they leveled up, Blade Wall because they need to be resistant, and embark everything here into the water.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Move my warriors there so I can embark them next turn. Move my rogues up this way into Carol Wing. Or into the Vampire Mansion. Move the Rat Prince up to get ready to attack. I've got my spell ready to cast, but I don't think I'll cast it just yet. Mostly because I want to see if I can take over Lantern first. If I take over Lantern, then when I cast the spell here, I should get a discount. Then, with my Ghost Dwarves in play, I'm going to march them up and see if I can do a little bit of scouting. Okay, Spellmere is his capital. I don't have any way of capturing his capital at the moment, but at the very least I know where it is. And I now have a town situated directly on his island, so I should be able to use Lantern as a staging point for my massive assault on one of my rivals. Learned Heal Undead. I'm going to be researching in the meantime life weapon enchant, I guess. In this place, let's close the city view for a second. Maybe I will build a harbour here. Maybe, maybe not. I do want to complete the quest. Yeah, build the harbour, please. And over here, begin construction of a farm, I guess. Go for it. Here, I'm going to construct a granary because I'm really hurting for food. Skeleton archers. Get forced march because I'm going to need you to move into place. These guys here get to level up, so I'm going to give them... Since they're skeletons, they've already got high range resistance, so I might get them endurance instead. And then I'll see what's up this way. Demonwood Magic Thicket. So that does look stressful to deal with. It's an elite fighter, so yes, it's very tough and strong, and I don't have the means of destroying it yet. I'll come back for that later once I get some stronger units able to handle that. And I got my first recruitment of Stubborn Knights. Stubborn Knights are knights which are extremely resilient to damage, as you can see. And in addition to their resilience to damage, they've got... they never retreat from battle. Since they ride donkeys, the joke is that the donkeys can't move fast enough to retreat from anything. So the warriors that are... So the knights that are mounting the donkeys have no choice but to stand their ground and fight to the death. Which means they're really suitable and useful for defending towns, because you don't want them to run away halfway through the defense and then just have the town abandoned and then taken over. Gonna see if I can make these greenbats survive by retreating them to some place where they can heal up. I'm not sure if these elementals have a ranged attack. No, it's melee, but there are some werewolves there which might run over and ruin the green bat's day. Hunters, shoot the buyers,
Ready about.
and disband the caravel because you're useless. Well, that's it. That's the end of this turn. We've managed to capture 3 more cities. We've declared war with 2 more rivals. And it looks like that this is going to be very interesting. I sure hope that this does not prove to be a very silly mistake on my part. But we shall see. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching. Join me next time when I continue playing more Warlock, and goodbye for now, everyone.